It is the Battle of the Unbeatens this week as Grenada visits Tupelo, and it's also homecoming, which means it's also Spirit Week. Coach, we've got a lot going on this week.
Absolutely. I like to have fun with it. Homecoming week also can be considered distraction week as a football coach, but we've done a good job the first 2 days, keeping football once we get down here.
You know, every day's been a theme day. You've really gotten into it. You'll see some pictures that we've got for everybody to see. You know, how important is it for your kids to see you enjoying this week?
I mean, I think they just see me being me. I mean, that's it's nothing for me to have a little fun here and there. I mean, I know, last year, even it wasn't a week that was Spirit Week. It might have been Halloween. I think I hid in the closet one time in costume mask and jumped out to scare kids. It's just I'm going to have fun. I mean, that's just who I am, my personality. My family's like that. My daughter's dressed up every day, and we always have fun with it. It's just, you only live once.
That's right. That's right. It's supposed to be a fun week, but it's also game week.
It is game week. It is a big game. 4-0 opponent that is, I would say familiar with Tupelo when it comes to playing us in middle school and 9th grade. An opponent that really probably wants to beat Tupelo. It is what it is. I mean, they're new to 6A. Really good football team, and we got to play a great football game if we want to win.
4-0, you're 4-0 as well. Tupelo coming off the big 38-14 win against Columbus this past weekend. And it was kind of just a weird game, and then in the fourth quarter, it got out of control for Columbus. Obviously
it was weird due to the delay. We had a lot of things planned out. At one point we're sitting there thinking, man, and I think we're privileged enough to get to start where we got to start.
50-minute delay?
Basically a 50-minute delay. It could have been probably a 2-hour delay if you really looked at it, what was kind of going on around us. But we got to start then. A lot of our kids did a really good job. I went in the locker room one time in the middle of that delay because I'm going 90-0 talking to their coach and our athletic director. They're all sitting on the bottoms just, it's like, good, man. Proud of y'all guys to be locked in right now because it's not an easy thing to do. It's hard to keep kids but hey, the toughest time in football is from when we get them at 1:30 and keeping them at bay until 5:30, 6 o'clock till we go out. That downtime right there is awful. So when you give them another hour of downtime, it's terrible. But
well, especially after you've already been out on the field, warmed up, you're starting to get hyped up, and then you got to turn it off a little bit.
Absolutely. I mean, and I think it kind of reflected. I don't know. I mean, we did come out and have a kick return, first play of the game. I think the biggest thing was no knock on the last two teams we played before then, but adjusting to Columbus's speed from playing Corinth and South Hilda the 2 weeks before that, it took us a little bit to get going there. I mean, that's the first time our defense has probably seen us in adversity.
Right.
Like, oh my gosh, we got a team that they just scored like that on us. And we were kind of in shock instead of being mad and kind of ticked off and go hit somebody. We were kind of just in shock, like, oh gosh, well, what do we do?
Right. Well, obviously you recovered. You got the big win. But that was a big Columbus team. I mean, that had some size, and their defense, the score does not reflect how close that game was.
Yeah.
It was what, 21-14?
Basically 21-14 go in the third quarter. Probably should have been 21-7. We probably shouldn't let them score right before halftime, but 21-14. Kudos to them with their momentum, and they got after us more than we got after them. They played hard. I don't know how to really say they played harder than us, but they got after us. Probably like I said, more than we got after them, and that defense is very good. I told everybody that last week. Very sound, very good at running to the football. We're successful in all three phases of the game, and that's what helped us win the game. We were really good on special teams. Basically had 2 touchdowns on special teams. Basically 2 touchdowns on defense and 1 touchdown on defense. And, an offense come through with some big plays with us too. And so it was complimentary football. I'll take that win all day because it's a win. Sometimes those games can be considered trap games,
Right.
and we come out successful. You know, at the end of the game, it looked like it was a close game. Our guys had a battle, but we also blew it out at the end of the
Right.
game too.
Defense created turnovers for you. I know that's one of the things you want to see is that turnover margin, the plus or minus.
The turnover margin, us scoring points on defense. Right. We basically had 2 pick sixes. One of them really didn't count because we didn't finish that drive right there. But you know, the one pick six by Deion Shumpert, I mean, that changed the landscape of the game, and that shut the door. We were up 10 at the time. Great job. Eli Gilmore on that field goal right there. And, you know, we just kind of shut the door on them with that pick six. And then momentum was just so us. And they, you know, really didn't have a chance after that. And we just kind of ran away with it.
Even saw a fake punt. You got that in. That was a nice
It was. Hey, and the kids convinced me to do it.
Really?
They were sitting there on the sidelines. Call it. And I'm like, man, line up. And then I look out there. It's like, you know what? I'm gonna call, and I called it, and they were ready, and we converted it. We were just up 7 at that time, and that helped us to go up another touchdown or up 10 points at the time. I mean, because we had a big play after that. You know, good job, team, not Coach Harden, of convincing me to make that call.
Well, sometimes you do listen to the guys are on the field. They kind of have a feel for what things are.
I tell the guys all the time. I mean, I'm big on communication, and I'm trying to grow our guys in that area. They're the best coaches on the field because they see it. They're in the game. I mean, if you see it, talk to us. We see what's going on in the game, but you're in it. Whatever you feel comfortable with, talk to us. And so we're big on that.
Looking ahead to Grenada, a division game now. Now they're all division games. How does the mindset change? Do you have to tell the players, okay, this is it in Columbus, this is it in Saltillo or Lafayette. Now we're playing for the playoffs.
Right. I mean, they've seen it every day. They walk in on our TV. It says 0-0. You know, the last 4 games do not matter at all. And you know, we're treating every game like every opponent we have, and I'm telling the truth, every opponent we have now are the best teams that we've played.
Right.
We've played. Lafayette, Columbus were good teams, and are they probably just as good as some of these teams? Yeah, but these guys got to know we're treating everybody like they're the best team we have played, and they are. I mean, Grenada's 4-0.
Right.
They've got the record to show it, and they beat some really good teams, and what they do poses problems for a lot of different teams. So here on out, we've got to play our best football, more business-like approach, get after it, got to be a lot more tougher, and just take advantage of every day we got. And, you know, just they got to know it's division. I mean, if you lose, it's a knock against us.
Right. What can we expect offensively and defensively from this team?
This team offensively, you know, one of the better rushing teams in the state of Mississippi. They've got a running back that's rushed for 1,000 yards in 4 games. He is a complete running back. Grenada is a physical brand of football. They are who they've always been. They're a physical brand of football. Their kids are tough, chip on their shoulder, blue-collar kids. Not going to be afraid of anything coming over here. They're going to absolutely get after us, and they're going to be so physical up front. You might see sometimes 3 tight ends on the field, 2 fullbacks, guys like that. But they're going to have some guys that touch the football that can tote the rock. That running back is special. They just got their quarterback back. He started his first game last week. He had been out all season, and he's a specimen too. He's about a 6'2", 6'3", 220-pound kid that can tote it. I mean, he'll run you over. And they got a receiver that can play anywhere in the backfield that can go just as fast as anybody we've seen. So they got 3 guys. Every time they touch the ball, they can score. There's been games they've rushed for 500 and 600 yards. And so, you know, it helps that we're good at stopping the run, and hopefully that bodes well this Friday night, but we really get to see that test. Defensively, they're going to be big on the D-line. They got a big old road grader at nose, and they got one of the bigger defensive linemen I've seen. I know we got Jacarius Clayton's a big D lineman. I mean, they've got one too that's pretty big and thick at a defensive end. What they do defensively, they're good at stopping the run. I mean, they stop the run from basically everybody they've played. They run 3-3-5. They've done a good job this season. They run to the ball. They got a very aggressive linebackers, and so it's a test. I mean, it's a first division game. I mean, it's a reason it's one of the games of the week in the state of Mississippi. And so, you know, if you want to see a good football game, folks, you better come out to Tupelo Field Friday night.
It's going to be physical.
It's going to be physical.
It's going to be physical, and we'll have a crowning of the queen. All right, Coach, we always do our show in the weight room, and we got some funny looking stuff, and I kind of want to do a little segment on that. So we're gonna walk up to one of our weight areas, and you're gonna tell us why we see these designs with our weight bars that we do. Well, we're standing here with a weight bar that I've never seen before. I certainly didn't grow up using this kind. Kind of explain what we got going on here.
Yeah, we purchased these, wintertime last year, and a lot of folks have come in and like, what is that? Why is that bar bending and moving? And this right here is what we call a Tsunami Bar. It's probably the new type of training. I'm big on off-season training and working out. And they're definitely weird. You know, we got some coaches on staff, or coaches in the athletic department, Coach Smith and Coach Reed. He said, what y'all doing with them floppy bars today? And so that's what they are. They're basically floppy bars. They're floppy. I mean, you see they bend, they torque. And so with a straight bar, a normal straight bar, gravity kind of works with you and against you. With this, gravity is ever changing. So you can do lighter weight and more resistance. You can do more things, so it's better for your knees, but it's a total body thing. It works your core, it works everything. I'm a big believer of I don't want to build just big power lifters.
Right.
I want guys to be total athletes. And these system, I'm not gonna lie, we kind of copy what West Point does. West Point's been training with these for about 5 to 6 years. The guys that created this are from Clemson.
Okay.
And when Clemson started winning, they started doing Tsunami training. And so it's just a little alternative to work out with. I think
bench press with these.
you can do anything with them. We jump squat with them, we shoulder press with them, we bench press with them. It's just it shakes so much so it vibrates through your body, and you can do lots of different things with them. I mean, the workouts are endless, and our guys have bought into it. It took a little while for them to get used to, but I mean, these are one of my favorite things in here.
Well, like when you're bench pressing or doing squats, you have the firmness of the bar. Mm-hmm. So I imagine you kind of got to get used to.
So when you press and you lock out, the thing's still trying to go up because it's, as you can see, you pop it up right here. It's shaking on you.
Right.
It shakes on you, and it works you, and it's different. I love it.
But it's a little different the first time you use it.
Absolutely.
Well, Coach, thanks for the demonstration. Great win last week. Good luck Friday night, 7 o'clock homecoming. Also Thursday at 4, we have our homecoming parade downtown, starting at Calvary and ending at Fair Park. Come out there. We got the floats. We didn't get to have it the last 2 years because of rain 2 years ago. It was really bad that day. And then last year, obviously, because of the pandemic. So let's show our spirit this week. It's homecoming, and we look forward to having everybody back. For Coach Hart, I'm Greg Ellis. This is Gridiron Tales.